In this video, if you've looked at sales before, but you thought to yourself, I'm not really that type of person, or I wouldn't be good at sales, I used to be that exact person. And I thought those same things, and I'm gonna tell you how I got over that and went on to make over 20K a month in high ticket sales. So if you think you're not that type of person that can't do sales, or you believe that sales is only for extroverted people, that is totally false, and this is why. I help all kinds of different people get into sales jobs with internet businesses, and I always hear a few things over and over from everybody. They all say the same things. I'm not really a sales type person. Well, I'm not extroverted, so I wouldn't be good at sales. I don't think I would be good at this. Every person says these things over and over. So it's not just you. These aren't things that are unique or special to you. It's everybody. So everyone makes sales out to be this big scary monster that's like impossible to learn, or it's like way more difficult than a regular job, which is also total bullshit. And most people who are watching this is why they won't do sales, because they think it's like super difficult to do or something. And these are just lies and stories that you are telling yourself in your head. And everybody's seen Wolf of Wall Street, the movie. They think that's what sales is. So it's like super aggressive, lying to people to get them to buy things that they don't need, taking all their money, right? But that's not what sales is in the real world at all, and especially not in this high-ticket internet space. But what's funny about that movie, the guy that the movie is about, Jordan Belfort, he has a quote that is probably my favorite quote of all time. He says, "The only thing standing between you and your goal is the bullshit story that you keep telling yourself as to why you can't achieve it," which is 100% true. So you can do sales. I don't care who you are. You know how I know? Because I've helped all types of people who thought they couldn't get into sales get into sales. And you can make a lot of money doing it. Anyone can. And actually, the people that tend to do very well in sales tend to be introverted type people. And the people that think they wouldn't be good at this. So I tend to be an introverted type person. The reason I say type person is because you're not introverted or extroverted. It's just you can be either one. But I like doing things on my own. I have no problem doing anything by myself. I'm very self-reliant. And that doesn't mean I don't like to do social things. I make time to do that every day because that's important. But I have no problem working by myself for days at a time and just zoning the fuck out and not talking to another human for days. And I used to think sales is not for me. I don't want to have to talk to that many people, but pretty much my whole adult life, all I've done is sales. And I crush it at this, so I know that you can too. Now, I want you to imagine two different scenarios. The first scenario is you get on a sales call with a salesperson. They are just running their mouth the entire call. They're very like Wolf of Wall Street type salesperson. They're constantly pushing you to buy from the second you got on the call. You ask them questions, but they don't really directly answer any of them. And they're just going into this really long pitch about how fantastic what they're selling is. And if you don't buy it, you're stupid. The second scenario is you get on a different sales call with a different sales guy. He lets you do all the talking in this case. He's asking you genuine questions about yourself and your life. And you can tell that he actually cares about you and your situation. And he doesn't really pitch you at all. He's not really trying to sell you on what he's selling. He's just kind of having a conversation with you. And then based on what you guys talk about, he either sells you on what he has or he doesn't. Who would you rather speak to? I'm sure you can see where this is going. And who would you rather give your money to? The second person. The second person does the best in sales in the real world. This isn't the movies. The first guy is an example of the Wolf of Wall Street type shit that everybody thinks sales is. And that guy fails. Because nobody likes him. Nobody wants to talk to that guy. Okay, if a salesperson is annoying you and is super pushy, are you giving that person money? I'm not, and you probably aren't either, unless you're a doormat. Sales is about talking to people and listening to them. And introverted type people, or people who think they wouldn't be good at sales, tend to be very good listeners, which is a crucial skill in sales. Most of what you're going to do in sales is just listening, because especially in high ticket, what I do, we're not trying to sell to everyone that we get on the phone with. You only want to sell the product to someone that it's perfectly right for, basically, who it's actually going to help solve their problems. Why else would I sell it to them? If you just aggressively force sell everyone into buying your thing, then the people who the product wasn't right for, they're quickly going to find that out, and then they're going to be pissed off. And guess what? They're going to ask for their money back. They're going to charge their credit card back, and now this is causing friction and bullshit to deal with for the business owner. He doesn't want to deal with that shit. Now he's pissed at you. Why did you sell this person on this product? This is how this actually plays out in reality. So you see how sales can't be this Wolf of Wall Street shit? That's what actually happens. So you don't need to be an aggressive scumbag, super talkative person to succeed in sales. You actually need to be the opposite. So for example, most calls that I take in high ticket sales go like this. I spend most of my time asking them questions, and I'm just letting them do all the talking. I want them talking like 85% of the time, at least. So can you ask people questions and then just listen to them? Can you learn a very simple script and sales process? Then you can do high ticket sales. And if you are like this, like I'm describing, you can wildly succeed at this. And while it may seem otherwise, I don't really like to talk for long periods of time. It drains my energy. I don't really have an interest in doing it, but I'm able to do it for these YouTube videos because it's important to get this information out. But I am a good listener. And if you think you're introverted or whatever, you're probably a good listener too. Or if you're just another person that's like, oh, well, I'm just kind of intimidated by sales, like that's your hang up. All you have to do is listen to people. It's not about performing. This is the other people. The other thing people think is you're not on a stage here. People think sales is this, oh, I have to perform and say the right things, right? But that's not what it is. You're just asking them questions to get information that you need to figure out their situation and see if your product is right for them. So you're letting them do the talking the whole time. And it's not just in sales, but in getting people to like you in general, is listening to them and caring about what they are saying. So think about when you meet most people or you talk to most people, all they do is flap their mouth the entire time about themselves. But if someone only wants to talk about you, they listen to you, you're like, man, afterwards you're like, man, I really like that person. That person was super cool. Wonder why. That's the easiest life hack that there is, and sales hack, is to just listen to people. Don't talk about yourself. Talk about them. And another thing that you'll realize when you get into high ticket sales and you start talking to people on these calls is that most people never have anyone just listen to them and make them feel heard. Because like we just talked about, most people they just want to talk about themselves and run their mouth about themselves. So if you can make someone on a call feel heard and that you genuinely care about their situation, you will close more sales than you ever realized was possible. Most people are just waiting for someone to truly listen to them. People are always interrupting them, and they just want someone to genuinely show some interest in them and their life and just listen to what they have to say. I will get on calls with people and I'll just get to know them and actually take a genuine interest in their specific situation, and they just end up dumping everything on me. And we met like less than 30 minutes ago. All because I was willing to genuinely listen to them and let them do all the talking. I'm not waiting for them to finish so I can start talking. I'm genuinely listening to them. And most importantly is people get onto sales calls for a reason. If people show up to a sales call, they didn't do that for fun. They did that because they have some pain or problem in their life that they're hoping your product is going to solve for them. That's why they show up to sales calls. So they desperately want this to be the answer. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, they want this to be the answer. They want to buy because they want to solve their problems. See what I'm saying? So if you genuinely listen to them and make them feel heard, you will crush it. So if you tell yourself these stories, oh, I'm not that type of person, I'm not an extrovert or whatever, another thing that you probably don't like is the idea of having to get on calls with people and talk to new people all the time. This is another common one that I hear. Oh, I don't think I could talk to people all day. The reason you think that is, again, because you think sales is all about you. You already are feeling the pressure, like, oh, I have to perform, but you are not on a stage here, okay? They are. You instantly make the call about them. It's very easy. So are you going to let a story like this stop you from making really good, easy money? I didn't. Just choose to get over it. So if you tell yourself this story, oh, I can't do sales because I'm introverted, or I can't do sales because I'm intimidated, these are just stories that you're telling yourself. You will quickly get used to it and realize, oh, this wasn't a big deal at all. These are just stories in your mind. They're not reality. You made them up. Whatever stories you tell yourself that are holding you back, you can choose to start telling yourself a different story at any time. Lastly, when it comes to sales not being what you think it is, on a good offer, when you're selling for a good business, you're basically just facilitating the sale. So what do I mean by that? If a business has a good product that people want to buy, you don't have to sell it to them. You don't have to convince them to do anything. They already want to buy it. So on those calls, you're just like a middleman answering some questions and alleviating some minor concerns. And you're just the middleman between the business and the client. So you just take the call, answer some questions, facilitate the sale. It's literally that easy. So you don't need to take a bunch of sales trainings or learn all these crazy sales skills, right? There's no persuasion involved. You don't need to go read books on this shit. And after being in sales for years, I would just never do anything else. And this high ticket space is the only type of sales I would be getting into. With the internet and online business absolutely exploding, this is the only type of sales I'd be doing for the future. So don't let these stories in your mind stop you from making a lot of money. That's the end of the video. If you want my help getting a closer role or a setter role, go to the links in the description. Until next time.